Hello everyone, Timer over here, and welcome back for another video of Captain of Industry. Last episode, we got a few things up and running. Got our mining operation going, and we got our diesel production, our initial diesel production going nicely and smoothly. I did, in between episodes though, I expanded a few things just because I didn't want to take up recording time moving things that we had already done. So we now have a bit of a thing over here. I did expand our oil production to 4 oil drills instead of just the 1. And you can ignore the piping here. This is just sort of a guide for me in terms of where I want my traffic, my trucks to be able to go. So basically, they're my roads. And I also moved our iron production that we had mainly in this one right here. I wanted to double it, so I moved it over to where I'm ultimately going to set up the iron production in the future. So we've got this going on over here. Let's pop over into build mode, and I have all this sort of set up and laid out. When we get to actually building them, I'll talk about how I laid this out more or less. I just used our guides essentially. So I'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, that's all just sort of laid out how I'm ultimately going to want it. I still have copper being produced, or impure copper being produced from our initial blast furnace, but that's going to get moved to somewhere up here at some point. I think originally I had planned for this, our iron production, to be over here, or at least mentioned it in a previous video. Decided against that. We're not going to do that. After all, I want it closer to the ore, and that is going to work out just fine. It probably will eventually get moved at some point once we use up all this ore, but that's going to be quite a ways away if we ever get to that point. Anyway, what are we going to do today? Well, we need to get a few things going. We need to get water for our settlement. So we're going to set up a residential water intake area, as well as set up a line of water collectors for both our eventual farm usage once we implement irrigation, and for our more pressing matter of industry. We're going to start needing water for our industry here. Hopefully by the end of this episode, we'll have just sort of a makeshift construction parts 2 thing happening here. But we'll see if we can get there by the end of this episode or not. But mainly what we want to focus on right now is getting water. So I did research a few things in between episodes. So you can take a look here at what we've gotten. I can't exactly remember, but we've got irrigated farms, we've got fuel stations, we've got conveyor belts now, ramps, transport balancers, and of course construction 2. I think that is all that I researched in between episodes, but as you can see, that is sort of what we've got going on here. I am going to go with ship dock repair as sort of the next in line before we go through research lab 1, because we are going to need to start exploration. So we're going to be focusing on that. And I am also going to start running the beacon. We're approaching our cap. So we are going to want to get a little bit more down in terms of housing. So we'll go ahead and plop that down, because I am going to want that view for right now. Or I'm going to want one right here to guide our sort of our water setup, because I'm going to put water sort of over in this general area for our settlement here. Actually, I take that back. We're going to pause this. I'm going to leave that there as a guide, but I want to get this up and running. So we'll set that up, and the beacon will hopefully bring in some people. Okay, so while that is going on, let's set up our water for our colony here. So we're going to want our rain capture items over here. I am going to go ahead and just plop down some blueprints for this, just as guides as to where we're looking, what we're looking at doing. Okay, so while the trucks are doing their thing, we're going to go ahead and plop these down. So we're going to get this flush up against here, like so, and just plan out a few of these. Now, I don't think we're going to go all the way to the 3. I think we're going to start with just 2 and get that up and running, and then we'll plop in the others as needed. So this actually can probably be paused now that I think about it, because we are still fairly far away from it. Let's get the water up first. We've got 160. If our beacon brings any more in, probably be 16. Yeah, it'll be 16. So we'll be able to pause the beacon at that point and get going from there. But I want more people because we are starting to lose some copper here, and we're pretty far away from actually getting copper proper production going. So yeah, we're going to want to wait a little bit. We're going to need some influx of copper and even rubber eventually, because we're about to eat into the rubber, especially with belts and everything. Okay, so rainwater is now being completed for our residential. So in order to get this water to our residents, we are going to need a few things. We're going to need, of course, piping to go over here, but we're also going to need the water facility here. So I'm going to plop this over here. Right there. Let's plop you right there. So that's going to give us water once it's all hooked up. So let's go and get some transport belts. Go to the, let's start this a little bit down there. And I'll plop you down, and then we're going to want a bit of a storage tank. I think I'm going to put the storage tank down here, actually. Right there. We're taking up residential areas, but we may, if we need to, we'll reclaim this area and move this stuff as needed in the future. But we still have plenty of space as well as upgradable residential areas. So I'm not too keen on messing with that just yet. This area I've earmarked down here for water production, offshore water production. So we'll be making that once we get there. So that is going to be okay here. And then this is going to go into our water production here. Oh. I was going to say, I kind of wanted these to be on different sides, but I guess it's fine as is. Let's go and plop you. Actually, now that I think about it, it might have been better to have this over here, like on this end. Oh well. Yeah, you are going to go up 1 and just go into there. And then we are going to need an outflow because there is wastewater. And unfortunately, we can't process that yet. So I'm going to just put a drainage, a liquid dump over in this area. And then we're just going to pipe this over. And go there. Can I get you under here? It's a little there. Uh-oh. Doesn't look like I can get it there, so I guess we're going to just do this. Oh boy. All right. Yeah. Go up 2 so we can get things under here. So our trucks can go. And then you can go all the way to there and then straight down. Hey, population increased. Excellent. So let's go and pause this for now. What did we get? Got some copper, we got some rubber and iron. Hooray. Excellent. All right. I'm happy about that. So we now have rainwater collection happening. We're not going to be able to get much from that, but it should now add to our unity, which is lovely. And I am going to go ahead and get this research started. Ooh, we have to actually pick something. Okay, let's get the captain's office going, and then let's go research 2. And then research 2 into potentially advanced diesel, into copper refinement. We'll see how that goes. We may want to set up the copper refinement sooner. Oh, wait, never mind. We need acid. So yeah, we need to get advanced diesel going so we can get some acid for our copper refinement. All right, so we got to tell this liquid dump what it needs to do, and it needs to get rid of wastewater. So there we go. We are now hooked up water-wise. And in theory, this should be gathering water for us. Yeah, it's just I don't think it has gotten to our actual water facility yet. But hopefully that will start to accumulate. We will want this to be set up as soon as possible, but for right now, I want to get our the starting of our farm / industry production going. So you are pretty much set up where I want you, and I plop this down just so I could get a general idea of placements of where I want things. So I'm going to do 1, 2 right there. And the reason we're doing this, and I can actually plop these down now for aesthetics or for reference, is I want our ramps to be here. And I'm leaving enough room, and I'm hoping this is enough room, to squeeze in a water pump right in here. If it doesn't, we can either move them or just move the water pumping pumps elsewhere. But for right now, I kind of want this to be what it is. So I'm going to go ahead and actually put down 3 of these, I think. Come on. It may actually need to go back a little bit more, but this is fine. There. And there. All right. I will. How much are these? 20. Yeah, let's just do 3 here as well, and we'll fill out the rest of these as needed because we do need to get the piping down. Oh, that's what happens. I tried to actually pause most of these, but clearly some of these did not get paused. Oh well. We're not going to actually use those pipes. Well, I will delete them, but for right now, that's just going to have to be okay. All right, so over here, I'm going to want some storage. So let's get storage over this way. And then on this end, we're going to go out 1 and go for another line of storage right there. And really, this can be paused, because that's going to be for our farms. This is going to be for industry. And I'm just going to go ahead and cancel that, because we're going to want to get this stuff built up fairly quickly. Let's go to speed 3. I do want to make sure that I am aligning our pipes properly here. So for this, we are going to have 3 pipes going through near our farm. We're going to have the water in line. on the far right of our ramp. And then the middle ramp is going to be, or the middle line is going to be our water out for our farms. And then the interior one is going to be for fertilizer in the future. So let's get you hooked up there, there, and then this one. Nope. Nope. There we go. Like so. Like so. And there is going to be a splitter here at, eventually. But for right now, we're just going to focus on this area here because we are going to now build up our construction 2 parts. And in order to do that, we are going to need, we're going to need water. So we get all this built up. Let me get rid of that vehicle ramp so we don't accidentally build it when we don't need it. Oh, and I also built a farm in between episodes. So we're now at 4 farms, which is working out nicely for us. We do have quite a bit in queue. I think we're going to use some of our Unity to expedite the trucks, just to help our overall logistic network here. Because we got lots to build, lots to do, all good things. And a lot of that is transportation to and from our factories, which hopefully we will be remedying sooner rather than later. Okay, I think with that, I think we're ready to more or less go ahead and get rid of this because it's going to get in the way. We're going to more or less be ready to get some water up in this thing. So that should start to accumulate right there. Perfect. Okay, so let's talk about construction 2 products. So right now we just have this basic construction of construction 1 products here, which is taking iron and wood and making construction parts 1. But we want to make 2. So we need to use an assembly electric, so the next tier assembler, to make construction parts 2. You can use the assembly electric, so we could upgrade these to produce construction parts 1 quicker, but we're not really going to need to do that just yet. Eventually we will upgrade them, but for right now we are not going to need to do that. So in order to do this, I am going to plan for our construction parts to be produced in this general area. So I'm going to start by just putting down roughly what I want to see happen. I'm going to go ahead and pause it because I don't want them to actually build these things just yet. I'm going to pause those. And we are going to plop down the general idea of what we're doing here. So we are going to want a storage, a stockpile of construction parts 1 for our own usage. But we do not need, we want it for our own usage, but we want to split them off. So half goes into our usage, our stockpile, and the other half goes on to produce construction parts 2. So we're going to need a splitter in here. Unfortunately, we don't have the splitters yet. So we can't, well, we have them, we just can't build them because you need construction parts 2 in order to build the belts and the splitters. So what we're basically going to be setting up here is a bootstrapping setup off sort of the back of what will eventually become our ultimate setup. I had played around with doing this in between episodes, how best to sort of lay this out without needing to tear stuff down, because I want it here, but we had already set up this initial production line here. So we're going to try to use what we can here. So this is going to come out. So we're going to have something similar to this. So over on this side, we are going to have our products that we need for the construction of the assemblers. I'm actually going to move these a little bit further back. So these will get moved for our proper set up here. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and set those up, and we are going to pause that. Pause this as well. No, we'll allow this construction here. And apparently, right. Let's unpause. There we go. The truck. And this is going to be for construction parts too, but we're going to leave that as is because I want to move this unit storage over here at some point. So that's going to be that. We are then going to belt these down over here. Something like this. Put in a flat balancer. Go there. Right into there. You are... Nope, didn't go far enough. Let's move you to right there. Straight on and there. Invalid connection. Surely this is okay. Can these go? Yeah, I don't know why this one's not letting this one go. Alright, well, whatever. The belts can be a little finicky at times. Is that going to bother me? It is. Can I get this down? Cancel. Yes. Alright, so that's going to come around here and just go straight. Like so. Yeah, this is bothering me. Let's this has to be able to get on there here. Maybe what we need to do is something like this. There we go. All right. Sometimes it's just about the way you connect things. All right. So that is that. Then we're going to have a line over here. We'll have to sort of play around with how this is going to look, but we're going to have a storage bin over this way. Like, where do we want this? Let's say right here, because can I get this up to the length I want? No. If I wanted to go this way, we can. All right, we'll do it that way. It doesn't look too great. All right, we're going to back this up. Delete, delete. All right, let's go. Was that the exact same location? Nope. We're good. We're good. There we go. All right, so this is going to be concrete. So turn on concrete right there. We're going to want to keep this full eventually, but for now, that is going to be okay. And then from there, we just sort of repeat this kind of format. All right, where are we at here? You can go there, and let's pop this down. Let's grab you. Can we reach there? We can. Excellent. There. Nope. But wait. You have to be a assembler electric. Perfect. All right. So that is that. From there, we are going to need concrete. So we're going to take this concrete and yeah, this is going to be entirely temporary. We are going to have our concrete production somewhere else, but for now, we're going to go ahead and set all this up right here. There. And you are going to be sand. We're going to keep that full. And I did set up our other mining options as well in between episodes. So we have sand being produced over here and copper over here. Again, we had done mining production or mining setup last episode, so I didn't want to sort of bore you with that. Okay, so that is good. You are working on that. So you're going to go into here. Let's go ahead and build a U shape. Oh, wait, no, a flat conveyor into there. And then you are going to just pour out of there. And that's going to be okay for now. And U-shaped conveyor for the sand input here. So we're going to be on this for a little bit. We will, like I said, we will be expanding it once we get construction parts 3. But for right now, this is going to have to do. And then more or less the same kind of setup is going to happen right now. But we will work that out, I suppose, next in another. Well, no, let's go ahead and plop it down for future proofing. That way we don't have to destroy anything. So do that. Are these lined up? Yes. And then you're going to go there. You're going to go into there. And we're just not going to have anything on this end just yet. Okay. That is it. And I think everything is going to be built. We're not going to not build things. So I'm just going to let it go on speed 3 and see what goes on here. We are going to need yeah, the rubber is going to happen and so on and so forth, but that's going to be okay. I'm also going to get the housing up and running too. And while that is happening, we do need water to be piped down here at least temporarily. So I'm going to go ahead and get that moving. We might want to build a ramp as well. Tell you what, let's plop down. Well, no, because we are going to need the ramps. Okay, we're going to probably replace this fairly soon. Go down. Can I get you into there? No. All right, let's back it up a wee bit. In there. Incompatible at the start. What? Ah, right. Wrong way. This way. There we go. So that's going to get water to this quote-unquote production. And that's going to have to be okay. Oh, we do need some people. So let's take people away from research labs because we actually don't have... Yeah, we can get the ground pump. So let's go ahead and do that. Settlement power. Oh, no, we can't. We have to get the actual research lab twos. Okay, fair enough. Let's get the weapons and edicts in queue. But for right now, we need some workers. Boop, boop. There we go. So that's going to start producing our concrete. Now, we don't have the belts up yet, but the concrete will be cycled by our trucks. So really, we could just get a few more trucks going on. So again, I'm going to quick build these trucks just to save some recording time here because we're already approaching the cut point here. Ooh, and we need more power. So I'm just going to go ahead and replace this. Or not replace it, but get a little bit more power going on. Priority. Priority. And yeah, we will most likely be moving these soon. So probably should have set that up, but it's okay. I'm still not entirely sure what this area is going to look like. I'm still tweaking it in my plan, so we'll see what happens. But that should double our power, and we are in good shape. So this should start producing construction parts for us. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba. Well, construction parts 2, I should say, once we get this housing up and running. Because I do want that before anything. Is water flowing over here? It is. You have your concrete. Now you just need this. So I think what we're going to do is we got a ton of unity. Let's boost the assemblers here. Let's get as many part 1s as we can. And that should be good. And there's our housing unit and our pops increase. Okay, so our beacon is going to pull in more people. Lovely. And there we go. We are starting to get construction parts 2. And as these get built, our belts will start to be built as well. I want to make sure these are indeed not unpaused. There we go. Okay. So these are going to use construction parts and so on and so forth. We are going to have inserts over here. So I'm just wondering if I want to set that up proper. Oh, hello. Gotta have them the right way around. Or if we want to, mine as well. Let's go ahead. I'm going to set this to empty. You are going to be the new storage. And then, yeah, let's not fill this back up. Let's go ahead and plop in iron over here and wood over here. And then we're going to tear these down. Oop, we're going to need to address this as well, which I might do in between episodes because I have a plan for the food market. I want the food market right here, so I'm going to have to sort of like replace our farm, our settlement here. But I'm not going to do that on camera. I'll do that in between episodes, and then we'll be okay. But basically, we're going to have a settlement up here and settlement down here, and then this is going to be used as our sort of food area. So we're going to have food here, food here, food here, and so on and so forth. Can I get a glimpse of that? No. Not really. Well, we'll talk about that next episode, because I'll do that in between episodes, and we'll go from there. Can we... Yeah, you are going to get rid of this. And do that. Yeah, we are really, our queue is pretty hefty, but that's just because we have no automation up, but that's okay. We will soon have a good set of automation going for our stuff here. All right, so let's figure out what we're going to do. This is going to be, that's pretty far, isn't it? That's fine. I will go like that. Trying to think if this would be... Can we do something like this just to sort of save room? Will this reach? Yes, perfect. All right, so you are going to come up here and connect there. You then are going to stay on the ground level and go to there. To there and to there. Connect there and connect there. All right, and I want to prioritize this. Things will start to accumulate a lot quicker once this line is up. And quite honestly, this can be paused. We may not even need the boost anymore. this production over here is looking better. Again, once we get our construction parts 2 automated, then this will start to get built and things will be looking a lot nicer. We're on speed 3. All right, we've got another population increase. Lovely. How are you doing? Ooh. Wonder why. Wonder why we're not getting... You know, I'm wondering if, let's cut those out. Maybe they're not picking it up because there's stuff attached to it, I suppose. Oh, you know what? That might very well be the problem here. They can't reach that or something. We're still getting deliveries, so that's good. So let's just see. Okay, so they are starting to pick this up. Ah, okay. Perfect. Yeah, it's because we were covering up the slot there. The exporting slot. So that is good. We've got that going. We can prioritize. It's already prioritized. Come on. There we go. Are you prioritized? No, you're paused. We don't want you to be paused. Get you prioritized there. And more refugees and more copper. Excellent. Keep that going. Oop. We need some research. We don't actually have a research lab going, so let's go ahead and do that. And yeah, we need quite a bit of construction parts too to get this fully realized here, to get our research going again. So once ship weapons, once all this is done, we'll probably put a long-term pause going on, but that should be okay. All right, so this is now properly automated here. We're going to go ahead and remove the boosts because we're just not producing, not getting the storage here that we would like. So we're going to keep those full. You are producing more and more. This will get up and running. So yeah, once all this is finished and we are actually producing construction parts 2 automated, then we'll get the automation going for iron, and that will help our production quite a bit actually. So you're building. We probably don't even need this long. Yeah, you know what? Let's cancel you because we don't really need this thing built. Same with over here. Let's just cancel this line since we don't have these up and running just yet. Now, I'm going to just pause that then so that things don't actually flow into this. You're dropping off. Good. Flat conveyors. Let's go ahead and get this set up. And I'm actually going to go ahead and just quick build these because we do have the resources. There we go. Now this is all more or less automated. All we need now is this connection. And I am going to go ahead and say quick build that just to get this completely and utterly automated now. Lovely. So now we just need iron to be dropped off. So let's go ahead and unpause these. Well, what time is it? Yeah, it's 40 minutes in. We're going to go ahead and put a cut in the video. So we did get the automation of construction parts 2. I will probably let this go a little bit. And we are losing potatoes, but that's okay. We've got tons of food. I'll probably let this run just for a little bit here. And then next episode, we will talk about automation of our iron over here. And we'll probably just rebuild this stuff as we talk about it. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you're enjoying this series. If you are, let me know by hitting that like button. And if you want to see more content, as always, I strongly encourage you to subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you next time, folks. Bye-bye.